Hello and welcome everyone. Once again we're here with world champion ice hockey on Eurosport. Paul Ferguson, Richard Beaupre, we're getting set. We have a capacity crowd and the big one coming up, as you just heard, the Americans against the Finns.
It's down to the final day in the opening round. The Finns with a lot of home support. The Americans, they've been up and down during the tournament. They've got it all to go for today for the top four.
Other games being played today, the Swiss against the Germans. That's the battle for the bottom of the table. The Soviets against the Swedes, and that's the battle for the top of the table. Czechoslovakia going against Canada. The big one here, USA against Finland.
Both teams definitely wanting a space in that top four. The Russians have sealed first place with 12 points. The Swedes and the Canadians, 2 and 3 respectively. The Finns and the USA are battling for the 4th spot, as we've mentioned.
The Czechs are out of it, and that's a pity. They have so many talented players. The Germans and the Swiss, well, who will end up on the bottom of the table? It remains to be seen. They're playing today. Still a lot of action to come. Let's take a look at one of the guys we're going to see today, number 17, 30-year-old Jari Kurri. 5 goals, 4 assists so far. Played with Edmonton for 10 years. Now playing in Milano, and the fans are going to get behind this guy for sure.
The Finnish supporters are well happy to have him on. There isn't a team in the world that wouldn't like to sign Jari Kurri.
At the other end of the rink, watch out for 21-year-old Jeremy Roenick. Plays for the Chicago Blackhawks when he's not here with the American side. And this guy was second to Larmer in the scoring for the Blackhawks. He's got 4 goals and 5 assists, and he really knows how to play hockey.
A young American superstar that's been watched for years. Came out of their academy, signed the NHL contract, and has been very successful.
Van Beesbroek will start in goal for USA. Tredowicz, the college star, is on D. Weinrich, Wolonen, all these guys from the NHL. Manta Goslin is an excellent player. Pettersson, a good playmaker, as well as being a tough, sturdy defenseman.
They've got a lot of ability defensively as well as offensively. Tim Taylor can juggle the defense to make himself get the goal-scoring ability that he wants out of his forwards.
The Finns will have Ketterer between the pipes as we take a look at them now. Numminen is the big defenseman who stars out there alongside Henriksen. Jutala is rough and ready. Rutinen, Siren is one of my favorites. Berta and Jyrki Loom, who played for Vancouver Canucks, is also a tough customer in the corners.
The Finns have got a lot of class up front. Järvinen, Järvenpää, Jari Kurri, of course, goes without saying. Kirkinen, Suminen, the tireless forechecker. Peltoma, a big lad, does a lot of work on the right wing.
Salan, number 8, stick handles great with the puck. Watch this guy today. I'm sure he's going to shine in front of this capacity crowd. Up front, Kivila, Nieminen, one of our favorites. Christian Ruutu, of course, Buffalo Sabres. Keskinen, one of the best forecheckers in the tournament.
Keskinen, one of the workhorses on the Finnish team.
Let's take a look at the rest of the American team. We're just switching this around to make sure you're paying attention. Amante Brown is there, an excellent college star. Sacco, NHL experience. Krieger, Mullen, NHL experience. And, of course, we've already pointed out Jeremy Roenick.
Tim Taylor has wanted more goal scoring from his forwards, but they've got the ability to do it, and they're going to show it today. McEachran is a college star from Boston. Danton Cole with NHL experience, and Dave Emma, the winner of the Hobey Baker Award.
So we have some great players on the ice. We have an excellent crowd in the stands. What will the game produce? Ketterer goes through the stretching exercises as the Finns will go left to right in this contest here in the first period. 23-year-old TPS Turku star has been called upon for perhaps the most important game of his life. Van Beesbroek has seen it all before in the NHL. Let's not take anything away from World Championship ice hockey play, but he's been under pressure with the Rangers. He's a bit older, 27 years old, and so he's had more chances to see the pressure on him. Lynch, Repa, Shakirov will be the officials for today's game. Lynch wants to get this one underway.
I think that Lynch, the Canadian referee, is going to see a North American style of ice hockey. Both teams will take the body. They're aggressive. They forecheck hard, but there will be a lot of physical play on the ice.
The Americans haven't been in the middle round since 1985. The Finns back in 86. They've played 38 games, 6 tied, 16 wins apiece. The Americans with 137 goals. 141 for the Finns, so it really is tight. There's nothing between the two teams. So from the face-off, Nieminen getting that back to Virta, and the tip into American territory. Van Biesbroek will get the first touch and get it around to Danton Cole. He puts it into the neutral zone, and Virta gets it up on the wing to Järvenpää. Every time the Finns go forward, you're going to hear a roar from this crowd. Mullen, the backhand pass, getting it up now. The Americans working right in with Miller trying to do the wraparound, taken out nicely by Hannu Virta, much to the pleasure of this crowd. The shot, or the fake rather, from Manta, puts that in the corner. Curry will pick it up for Finland. Curry can't get it by Cole, and Cole dumps it into Finnish territory, and that goes over the boards into the Finnish bench, and we'll have a face-off.
The Finns in the middle of a line change, happy to take the whistle. The Americans putting good pressure on.
This is the battle for fourth and final position in the medal round. If the Finns win it or they tie, they go up, and the Americans assume fifth position, but the Americans need the full 2 points to go ahead of Finland. Jutila, the long pass is batted down by a leg. The shot coming from Fitzgerald is high. It took a slight deflection, and now Finland with Suominen. With 1 minute gone in the first period. Both teams have come out flying. Ruutu going up against number 5, Eric Weinrich. Ruutu gets it back right in front. Salan takes the shot, and Van Biesbroek makes the save. Timo Salan was right there, right where he's supposed to be.
Good quick reflexes from John Van Biesbroek. Gets the glove on it. Good heads-up work from the Finns. Quick shot is taken. Salan pays the price as he gets the shot off.
Excellent puck control as he brought that off his skate to get the backhand shot away.
Got the shot away very quickly. Wallinen was coming at him anyways. Weinrich stepped up, really laid the body on him.
Kivala goes into the face-off circle. Listen to the noise in the background as the Americans start to bring it out. Pedersen head-manning the puck just a bit too far behind Krieger. That goes all the way down the ice. And a good shot there of number 29, Jyrki Luma, ex-Montreal, now Vancouver Canucks star, 23 years old. And his style of play has changed over the years. He's now more physical than he was. Kivala into the face-off circle against Roenick, and the Finns putting on the pressure. That's pumped all the way to Krieger on the wing. The pass into the neutral zone, the return pass for Jeremy Roenick goes off his stick, and it's pumped out to the blue. Kivala to the far side, no one there to pick it up, and the Americans getting back quickly to slow down the situation and get it out of the zone. Virta got it to the far side. Kirkkonen loses that on the far side, and now the Americans bringing it up. Krieger tried to dump it in. Goslin took the shot, the tip is there, and that's in the net! Miller was left all alone, and the Americans have drawn first blood.
The only reactions from the crowd are negative. The majority of this crowd has been silenced. Goslin from the blue line lets one go. Goalie can't handle the rebound. Kevin Miller very alertly pounces on it. There it is, puts it underneath Ketterer for the goal.
How many chances did Miller have here? He takes one swipe at it, takes another one, and finally it's behind the goaltender.
Finns left him wide open and paid the price. He had 2 or 3 chances for that and made it pay.
Manta taking it back into his own territory. And again, we'll have a face-off in USA territory. Not a good start for Pentti Matikainen's boys.
Sure, Matikainen's having a word. That's just elementary hockey to cover that body in front of the net. A shot from the blue line. Those defensemen should be looking around for the forwards. They can't let them camp out in front of their goaltender.
USA taking their time out there to get this one together on the face-off as Mika Nieminen does the honors for Finland. That goes back to Berta, back to Curry. Curry bounces it off Nieman's leg, and Wolonen gets it up on the wing. Mullen, the backhand, is picked up by Berta. Berta bangs it off the plexi, and the Finns move it forward. Nieminen is squeezed out of the play, and coming back for it is Mullen. Mullen gets it as far as the blue, and the delayed offside is being enforced here. USA up on the boards. The tip there is intercepted. Sidin is taken out of the play. Salan, rather, taken out of the play. And the Finnish supporters don't like that. 1-0 the score here in the first period. Salan going up against Weinrich. The Finns now putting on the pressure. Ruutu positioned right out front. Ruutu comes back now to help out as Jarfempa passes it off on the hash marks. The shot coming right in, right there. Ruutu's there, he scores! Well, whatever the USA can do, Finland can do. Ruutu positioned on the right post. Put it behind Van Beesbroek to level the score.
The Finns score a goal that's very similar to the ones that the Americans scored at the other end. Shot from the blue line. The forward is left alone in front of the goal. There's Salan's shot. Christian Ruutu right there on the rebound. There's another look. Van Beesbroek trying to come back, but Ruutu's right there.
27-year-old Christian Ruutu, Buffalo Sabres star. Enjoyed that one. Luma gets that all the way down the ice, and icing will be the call. And this game really has caught fire right from the start.
The crowd has certainly gained their spirit back in a matter of minutes. Urging the Finnish side on. These teams are so equal.
Incredible, the atmosphere here in Turku. It really is alive. It's electric, and we're only a couple of minutes old in the first period. The long pass right up the middle, intended for Risto Kirkkonen, and that one was whistled down. The Finns, like the Czechs and the Swedes, are so quick to break up the middle. They look to pick that pass up just on the opposition's blue line. The Soviet linesman drops the puck, and Goslin gets it to the far side. The return pass to Goslin. Going deep for it is Luma as he's shadowed by Amonte. And the Americans starting to pick up the body work. Kivila handing it off to Kirkkonen. Kirkkonen couldn't get the shot away. Van Beesbroek in two minds as to what to do with that, and eventually bounces it off the plexi to Rotanen. A long pass into the neutral zone. Berta. The Finns, a 1-on-3 break now. Going in on the backhand side is Kivila. That comes off the side of the net, and the Americans now break with force. The shot from Miller is wide of the target, and Manta goes back to pick it up. The indication there from Lynch is that we're going to have penalties for interference, and Wolonen goes right to the box for USA.
The crowd was way ahead of the referee on that call. The play is going back toward the American goal. Peltoma makes a turn, he's pulled down. Wolonen will sit for interference. A chance for the Finns to use the power play.
Big Gary Curry out on the left wing, working with Nieminen and Järvenpää, 15, 16, and 17. An awesome threesome for Finland. McNeil gets it back to the D, and that shot all the way down the ice as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first period. An excellent start for both teams. 1 goal apiece. Curry, a little move in the neutral zone. Still it's Curry. That's a lucky move for the Finns as that went off a skate and landed up on Siedin's stick. Shot into the corner. McNeil throwing his weight around. McNeil tries to clear it out of the zone and he can't. Eventually touched by the Finns, and the delayed offside is there. The Americans were happy just to let that puck sit there and leave the official's arm in the air because the penalty is counting down.
Tim Taylor instructing the boys of who to cover, where to cover them. They desperately want to kill this penalty off and get themselves back to equal strength.
USA have picked up 2 gold medals since the year 1920. That's in 1933 and 1960. They won a bronze in 62, but really haven't done much since then in the way of world championship runs. Jutila. Finland now working it out purposely. The pass to Salan is not a good one. Suminen pressed out of the play along the boards, and the USA getting this out of the zone to kill off this penalty. No real pressure yet from Finland. Just going through the motions out there, the boys in white. 41 seconds on the penalty. Ruutu starts things up. Ruutu over the blue. A nice little move by him to get around Roenick. Ruutu takes it into the corner. The return pass to Ruutu on the hash marks. Right out front, the chip is there. Van Beesbroek, with that deflection from Suminen, came up trumps. 19 seconds on the penalty. Roenick will shoot that into the zone. Picked up by Krieger. The Finns now trying to get it down the ice, but Pettersson beat them to it. And a good defensive setup here by the Americans as they kill off this penalty. The Americans back at full strength. Kept in there by Kivila. Kivila for Finland. Looking to hit number 27, Peltoma. The pass didn't come off. Malley on the backhand all the way down to Ketterer. And both teams not getting the shots on goal here in the first period.
It's tight checking. Nobody's trying to give up any space. The teams are going to have to play a little give-and-go hockey, maybe stay closer together and work the puck up that way.
Luma's long pass is intercepted eventually by Malley. Malley's brought to the ice. Luma is there to help out. Kivila circling nicely. Kivila being shadowed there by Weinrich. Weinrich on the backhand. A nice little pass up to Fitzgerald, and he gets it forward. The Americans with McEachern. McEachern takes the shot. The save had to come from Ketterer. Weinrich pumps it back into the zone. Berta gets the loose puck and brings it out. The offside pass is there. Well, the score here in Finland is 1 goal for USA, 1 goal for Finland. We're still in the first period, still lots of action to come. Join us in a moment. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. 1-1 the score. The USA playing from right to left. The Finns now with the pressure on, coming right in. Van Beesbroek was down, but the save was made by Woolen, and Järvenpää getting the shot in. It wasn't a tough one, but the big defenseman got in front of it. Confirmation there of the score here in the first period. Miller struck first, the man in your picture for USA, but Ruutu came right back just over a minute later to level the score.
Excellent move by Nieminen at the blue line. Järvenpää was going in for the backhander. The defense was back well. 2 defensemen back. Good play by Craig Wallinen.
That's the kind of thing a goaltender likes to see. Defenseman stopping a shot every now and then. Goslin to the far side. Ruutu along the boards. Comes back to the American defenseman. Goslin gets it over to Krieger. The Americans breaking hard now with Amonte. Working his way in as far as Jutila was Roenick. And Jutila, who sometimes is guilty of getting that stick up just a bit too high, kept it on the ice that time and made a good poke check. Guy Goslin for USA. Pettersson to Roenick. Pettersson overskated that. Salan. A bouncing pass intended for Suominen. Amonte picks it up and goes down the right wing. Amonte dropping it back. The Americans with the shot high over Ketterer. Amonte couldn't get the handle on that, and Salan overskated it.
Young Amonte's one to watch. He's got great wheels. Very fast, exciting player. And a good season leading his Boston University team into the Final Four of the NCAA playoffs. He's one to watch for the future.
The face-off in USA territory. Kivila will do the honors for Finland as we approach the midway point here in the first period. 1 goal apiece. Emma being told to get out of the circle. Brown will take his place and he wins the draw, so the Finns being beaten to the puck on the face-offs here in the first period with consistency. The Americans doing a great job of getting the puck out of their own zone. Rotanen. Luma. His pass is not a good one as that goes up into the neutral zone, and David Williams shoots it back into Ketterer. Luma. The official getting in the way of that as Kivila picks it up and gives it away right in front of Ketterer. Ketterer makes the save. That comes back to the blue line, and it's pumped in to the corner, and Luma picks it up. Some sloppy work here from the Finns, and eventually that's shot into the neutral zone and down the ice as they take the pressure off and go for the quick change. Curry's jumped out on the ice. Sacco brings it up, loses control, and Kirkinen gets it out of the zone. Nieminen now for Finland. Nieminen over the line with Curry, and Curry was just a hair offside.
Nieminen coming to the blue line, the defense stepping up on him. Good play by the American forward to force Jari Curry just over the blue line ahead of Nieminen.
Nieminen, again, the Americans win the draw. Manta getting it over to the left side of the ice, and Virta goes deep for Finland. Following along the boards to the far side, the Americans can't keep it in. And Nieminen breaks with Curry. And again, Curry just a bit too keen to get over that blue line.
The linesman right on top of it. Curry trying to slip behind the defense.
The Turku wave is in motion right now. Well over 10,000 people here enjoying this contest as Virta brings it in. Manta goes deep and picks it up, being shadowed there by Järvenpää. USA, Mali into Finnish territory. Ketterer takes a swipe at it. McEachern trying to bring it out. McEachern still on it. Gets it back to number 8, Mali. Nieminen now breaking for Finland. Nieminen with Curry. Nieminen, oh, a nice little move as he drops it back. There's no one there to pick it up. Curry was on the other side. And now it's a 2-on-2 break. The long shot coming from Fitzgerald. No real pressure for Ketterer, and Curry takes it down the ice. Miller. Goslin The return pass to Miller was not a good one. 12 minutes gone in the period, 1-1 the score. Goslin, a long pass, tipped forward. Miller looking for someone to pass to. There was no one there to help out. And that's dumped back to the USA blue line. The tip in. Miller is dumped to the ice by Numminen. And the Finnish supporters love that.
No call on the play. The crowd, of course, very receptive to that.
Suominen squeezed out of the plate as Mullen picks it up, bounces it off the boards, and gives it to Cole. The drop back. The slap shot is high. Cole was right in there. Tredowitz keeps it in for USA, and Numminen picks it up behind the goal. Numminen along the boards. The flip out. Two Finns now breaking, getting support for Uttila. Uttila picks it up. The pass into the corner. And Salan had to drop it back as Tredowitz roughs it up, loses his stick, puts the bear hug on the Finnish player, Ruutu, and Suominen gets muscled out of the play. Ruutu skates slowly to the bench. Rotanen gets it to the far side. Tredowitz. Weinrich. Off the boards, looking for the quick break. Manta is there. Roenick is there. Roenick behind the goal is being shouted by Rotanen. Kivila goes in and picks up the loose puck and brings it forward. Peltoma is skating ahead, calls for it, and is being shadowed all the way by Manta. Pressed into the plexi. Some good work here from the Finns as they fight off the Czechs. Numa gets it right in front. That went off a skate, and Krieger picks it up. Gives it away to Kirkkanen. Another giveaway. 14 minutes gone in the period. No let up in the pace.
It's close checking. Both teams going up and down the ice very well. The defenseman really taking the bodies out. Mo Manta had all he could do earlier to deal with big Timo Peltoma.
Emma, the big college star in the United States, is taken out by Vilasirin. Järvenpää now flips it into empty ice with some good stuff from the Americans as they come forward. In particular, Douglas Brown putting on the forecheck.
As I said, Paul, both teams, every time a man touches the puck, he's hit immediately. They're all over each other.
McNeil takes the shot on Ketterer. That was an easy one for him, and that goes all the way down the ice. Tom Pettersson for USA. Still it's Pettersson over the blue. Head manning the puck. Brown is only able to flip that in. Uttila picks it up. The return pass. Uttila backhands that in the corner. Tredowitz will get to it first. McEachern off the boards. Salan bounces it off the boards and gives it right to McEachern. McEachern trying to get around Numminen. Numminen is all over him. Uttila picks it up for Finland. The Finns now break strong. Four men are forward. Suominen goes in on the left side. The shot is weak and wide, and USA come back on the attack. Fitzgerald. The shot coming from McEachern is wide of the target, and the Americans really have to start stringing these shots together. Weinrich being shadowed by Salan. Eventually got that way up the center to Miller. The flip behind the goal ends up on Cole's stick rather. Cole goes after his man. Luma gets it to the far side. Wolonen. Weinrich fires that in. Mullen goes after it. Pressed out of the plate. Kivila on his own on the backhand side. Kivila. Offside is the call. The official indicating too there's going to be a penalty on the play. We'll find out what it's all about after this break. Welcome back. Peltoma will sit for two for roughing. We're in the first period. USA 1, Finland 1. They're playing for fourth place, the final medal round position.
Well, the teams are level on score, and those kind of penalties will give Coach Matty Kanan headaches. Peltema lost his discipline for a minute, away from the play, threw a punch, and he was caught.
Less than 4 minutes on the clock in the first period, and it really has been end-to-end action as Tredowitz gets it all the way back. Amante goes for a skate along with Roenick. Weinrich to Roenick. Roenick trying to get it in. It's stopped at the defense. And Tredowitz will have to go into his own territory to pick it up. The interception there, as that was intended for Weinrich, but Ruutu was right on the case.
Christian Ruutu is a very dangerous forward. He's an aggressive forechecker and does an excellent job on the penalty kill. Sees a lot of ice with the Buffalo Sabres. One of the team leaders for this Finnish side. A good look at young Amante, college star who's got a great future ahead of him.
Just 20 years old, and he's out there right now in the thick of it. Another good move. This time it's by Curry to intercept that pass. Ruutu mixes it up along the boards, and the Finns shoot it down the ice with ease. 1:13 on their penalty, a quick change for Finland. Amante takes a shot, that's wide of the target. Krieger was moving up with him. And the break now on with Järvenpää. Tredowitz yelling instructions to Weinrich to keep going, keep going. Roenick tries to get around Uttila. Some good coverage there from the Finns as they take control despite having a man in the box. Järvenpää goes for a skate against Goslin and then shoots it all the way down the ice. And listen to the roar of appreciation from this partisan crowd. Nieminen loses out to Kevin Miller. Goslin is there to take him for a ride. 26 seconds on the penalty. Still no real threat to the Finnish goal. Luma goes in after it with Mullen there. And the Finns are winning these pucks along the boards. Kivila. This time the Americans with Miller pick it up. And again a giveaway. The Finns, Jyrki Luma, taking it out of the zone. Rotanen. Kirkkonen looking for Kivila. And Finland are back at full strength. And what a great job they did of killing off that penalty.
The crowd's reaction says it all. The Americans never really got a good shot on the goal at all.
They weren't given time to set it up, that's for sure. Mullen shoots it into the zone. Rotanen picks it up for Finland. Luma. Kivila. His pass intended for Kirkkonen is too far. Manta gets it to the far side. McEachern. 1 minute now on the clock in the first period. Malley. That flips high along the boards. Siren roughs it up. Gives that off to Berta, and he's poke-checked along the boards. USA trying to string something together here in the dying seconds. Fitzgerald goes after it in the corner. Eventually, big American calls for a face-off, and he didn't have much else to say about it as Siren was all over him.
Timo Siren, 27-year-old, very experienced defenseman. 6 feet 2 inches tall. He knows what to do in these situations. Just stick with the man. Don't even look where the puck is. If we've got to have a face-off, we'll take it. If not, the player isn't going to go anywhere.
Emma goes into the face-off circle. He'll look to get it back to Goslin. This time Ruutu beats him to it and gives it off to Uttila. A long pass as the Finns look for the quick break with 30 seconds to go. Didn't come off. Salan. This guy can motor when he's given the opportunity. Salan going in on the backhand side. Goslin brings him to the ice. Play allowed to continue. That goes all the way down the ice. The whistles and the jeers coming from the Finnish supporters. They wanted a penalty there. 9 seconds now. Salan into the neutral zone. A chance perhaps for a shot. Uttila. That comes off a skate. Goslin takes his man into the boards for good luck. And the buzzer goes to end the first period here. And what a period it's been.
Tight game. Nobody's going to leave this rink early.
Kevin Miller started things off for the Americans, Ruutu for Finland. That's how it stands right now. We'll be back in a moment with the second period. Join us then. Welcome back to Turku in Finland for the second period. The Americans now playing from left to right. They're tied with Finland. 1 goal apiece. A quick start to the first period saw 2 goals scored, and it really is a wide open contest.
Both teams, of course, with a chance to rest. I don't think either team is going to change the tactic that they started the game with. It's going to be close checking all the way through. They just don't want to take foolish penalties.
Virta into his own zone is being shadowed there by Mullen. Virta along the boards again, tries to squeeze that by Wolonen, and the whistle blows.
Venpo was trying to do a tightrope act to keep himself on the right side of the blue line, but wasn't able to. The linesman right on the play, a good call.
It's do or die for both teams here. The winner goes into the medal round. The loser plays against the also-rans in the bottom of the table. And I know the Finns would dearly love to be up there looking for their first ever medal. Jutila up onto the right wing. Batted down nicely by Ronik. Finns retain possession in the neutral zone as Suominen picks it up on the left wing. Suominen being shadowed by Pettersson. Gets the pass back, that goes off a skate, and Numminen picks it up. Numminen flips that into Ruutu, that's too far for him. Pettersson goes back. Suominen almost getting a hold of it. Amonte tips it to the left wing. A chance for the USA. McEachern, Krieger. Ruutu picks it up now. Christian Ruutu with Salan. Salan, the shot right on goal. Van Beesbroek makes the save.
Timo Salan, always dangerous, a very popular player in Finland. The 20-year-old star. He's being watched. There's a lot of competition for who he's going to put his signature on a contract for next year. TPS Turku would like to have him. The Winnipeg Jets are over here trying to sign him from the NHL. He's got a lot of ability, and he's showing it in this tournament.
What about the goaltending there from Van Beesbroek? Out of the net, cutting down the angle. Made no mistake on the rebound. Kivula. And this time even Lynch is in there telling the boys where he wants them. Stay out of that circle, but I don't think they listen for very long. Weinrich creeping in as Kivella is told to take a walk. Kirkinen will take his place. Weinrich has Fitzgerald on this wing. He elects to go to the far side. Tredowitz, the long pass intended for Fitzgerald, goes into the corner. That came off the side of the neck from Malley. And now the Finns looking to bring it out with Kirkinen along the boards. Luma goes deep. He takes a shot there from Malley, and Finland with Kivela. Kivela over the blue. Onto the backhand side, Kivela, return pass from Peltoma. No steam on the shot. And Van Beesbroek calls for a face-off.
Teppo Kivela coming off the ice. He's a very good playmaker. Really has his head up all the time. He feeds Peltoma on the outside with a very big right winger. On this situation was on the left side. Couldn't do much with the backhand.
Kivela, the 5th choice in the '87 draft from Minnesota. 5'11", really can motor. Where's number 13, which is a bit unusual. You don't see many 13s in the National Hockey League, that's for sure. They do have a tendency to wear that number in Europe. Manta up on the wing. Miller all alone has got Mullen now moving in front. Mullen, the return shot right across the goal. Danton Cole was there, but that was too hard and too far for anyone to get a stick on. Some good back checking there by Salan. Nieminen. Curry. Järvenpää the shot. Just wide of the net. Van Biesbroek moving back and forth. Lost sight of that just for a moment. Nieminen with Järvenpää dropped by the side of the net. It's starting to get physical. Curry is dispossessed. Cole gives it off. Miller dropping that back. The return pass from Mullen into Cole didn't pay off, and the Finns now break. 3 men coming forward. Curry looking for the return pass. The shot right off Van Biesbroek. The save is there. Curry trying to get it around the goal. He does. Nieminen is there. He lost possession. And now the Americans with Peterson. The quick change now as Roenick goes in after it. He's squeezed out of the play nicely. And the dangerous pass goes all the way down the ice. I say dangerous because it went right in front of the goalie. And that's the kind of thing that gives goaltenders heart attacks when they're out there. A little tip would mean that a man is wide open in front of that cage.
Both teams using a lot of players off the bench. The Americans with that high-flying line out there at the moment. There's a look at Roenick going in to do his job on the forecheck. He's out there with Todd Krieger and young Amonte. They've both got tremendous wheels. Krieger, by all accounts, is the fastest skater on the Hartford Whalers. Watch the two of them go. Him and Amonte can really turn it on.
Ruutu and Roenick, they've met before. Suominen loses that one. Krieger couldn't keep it in the zone, but Gosselin does. Amonte right in front. The rebound is there. Ketterer makes a save. Roenick starts to mix it up along with Krieger. Ruutu and Salan have something to say about it.
Good aggressive opportunity from Krieger to get that rebound. Ruutu showing him why he shouldn't have gone for it. Ketterer, in the meantime, he's unmarked, grabbing a quick drink. He knows he's got 5 guys in front of him whose job it is to protect him. Nothing serious. Referee just having a word. Keep the boys calm.
Roenick was right there. Todd Krieger moved in quickly. Ruutu gave him a shot in the back.
Krieger got off with that one quite lightly, actually. If that had been a big defenseman rather than Ruutu, he would have been probably into the back boards before he knew what happened.
Roenick stays out on the ice, and Ruutu stays there with him. The face-off this time won by the Finns. Off the boards, but not out of the zone. Now it's out. The quick pass by Numminen ends up on Roenick's stick, and he gets it back into the zone. Ruutu couldn't get the handle on that. Pettersson to the far side to Amonte. Amonte gets it right in front. Roenick was there, but he just couldn't reach that. Ruutu comes back strong. Ruutu, a nice little give off there to the far side, and Van Biesbroek took the shot from Suominen with ease.
This is good end-to-end action. The Americans with a couple of good opportunities. Very quickly, the Finns break out of their zone. Ruutu puts together a couple of nice passes, and the Finns are on their way. Another look at that. Suominen very quickly got the shot off. He was well covered defensively. No trouble for Van Biesbroek.
The face-off now with 4 minutes gone in the period. The shot coming in. Peltoma really did pelt that one. Tapped in by Kirkkonen. Kivila is taken out of the play, and Emma picks it up. Emma skating hard over the blue, over the red, and then fires it in. That's the strategy right now as Brown is muscled out of the play. Kivila wants it and gets it at the top of the circle. Kivila down the right wing. Kivila, no one to pass to. Now he's got someone. The shot comes in from Peltoma. The return shot there from Kivila takes a deflection. Williams picks it up for USA. End-to-end stuff. Weinrich now looking more like a forward than he is a defenseman. Offside is the call.
One too many moves right at the blue line. Doug Brown unable to keep himself onside.
Both teams really going for this one. And we thought that it would be close, but this is extremely close.
Very tight check-in game. Everyone's appreciating. It's going to be this way throughout, I've got a feeling. Neither team are really going to open up. I think that they both play a similar style of hockey, and you're going to see it continue.
Manta to Malley. McEachern. Fitzgerald right in front. The loose puck is there. Yarvenpa will pick it up. Curry gets it off onto the right wing. Curry breaks towards the goal. He's got Neiman in there. Curry positioned right out front. Manta beats him to the puck, and now USA come back down the left wing. Back on the attack is Krieger. The shot is high off the glass. Malley is there trying to kick it along. He runs into Yarvenpa. Curry. The rink-wide pass too far for number 15, Wieninen. Along the boards, and Goslin will go deep. Quick changes from both teams here in the second period. The break there for Miller, number 20, didn't come off. Mullen squeezed out of the play nicely. The Finns really are doing a great job of back-checking. Salan slams on the brakes at the top of the circle. He's got Ruutu in front. He hands it off to Suominen. Salan picks it up behind the goal, looking for the wraparound, decides to go back to the blue. The shot comes right in. The rebound is there, and Van Briesbroek eventually picks it up. Again, not a difficult shot to handle.
We keep saying it, but it certainly is tight, and it certainly is close. Watch the man-to-man coverage. There's the play. Wherever there's a white shirt, there's a blue one with him. 3 white shirts, 3 blue shirts. Van Briesbroek just has to pounce on the puck and hold on.
Goslin's got his man, Miller's got his man, and Pettersson has his man. One-on-one out there. That's the assignment right now. Stay on your man.
Both teams are doing it very effectively. The Finns defensively are clearing the front of their goal. That's why we've got a 1-1 score.
USA, of course, must win to go into the top 4 for the medal round. The Finns, well, they can win or draw. Some good stuff from Finland. Salan comes right in. Ruutu, some great forechecking from him. Numminen spins and goes the other way. A long pass intended for Salan. Tredowicz takes him out of the play and gives Roenick time to pick it up. Roenick, the long pass up to Krieger. Krieger goes all over his man, Luma. Amonte takes him out of the play, and Kivila picks it up. Kivila really doesn't give up. He's down on the ice with Amonte all over him, and he was still controlling that puck. Weinrich along the boards. The Americans will have to come out of the zone. Emma goes after it. The Americans came out to kill off that delayed offside, but the Finns have come up with it. Suominen, the rink-wide pass. Offside was the call as Peltoma went on over the blue line ahead of the puck.
Both teams playing it very close, coming out of the zone. The neutral ice is tied up as well. There's Suominen moving the puck over to Peltoma. It takes a bad bounce for him. He goes in ahead of it, very clearly in offsides.
A lot of noise, a lot of support. Most of it is right behind Finland. They've got the advantage of home ice and this capacity crowd. Can they make the most of it? Goslin, poke check there by Peltoma. 22 years old, Peltoma is all over the ice right now, playing good two-way hockey. Goslin shoots it in. The American forwards have to come out of the zone. Kirkinen gets it up. The return pass for Kivila is too far and is intercepted by Pettersson. McNeil to the far side. The lazy lob, the shot right on goal. McNeil was there waiting for the rebound, but Ketterer made sure of it.
Ketterer did well. McNeil was putting a lot of pressure on him. Joe Sacco had a chop in front of the net. Asking the referee, me? How can you say me? Gave Luma a two-hander right in front of the goal. There's the play. There's Sacco. Watch him in the right side of your screen. Luma, of course, asking him, why did you do that to me?
A shot here on Ketterer. He bobbles it just for a moment and then comes up with a save just in time.
Both teams are hungry. They're really going for the rebounds. These goaltenders are keeping their heads up and making sure when they cover the puck that they're hanging on for dear life. Sacco in the box for slashing. The Finns with an all-important power play chance right here.
Fitzgerald wins the draw. Rolonen takes the long shot just to make sure that Ketterer is awake out there. Verta being shadowed by McEachern as that comes to the far side. Some good stuff by number 15, McEachern, but then he gave it away right in the slot area. McEachern now breaking down on the left wing, decides to slam on the brakes when he ran into Curry. Siren got that over to Nieminen. Curry is there and he's poke checked out of the play. Curry tips it ahead of Miller, and that goes into USA territory. Manta will have another whistle on the play as play breaks down here and starts to get a bit sloppy.
With both teams hitting the way that they are, there's not a lot of room for anybody to move.
A lot of grabbing and hooking off the play, and that's the kind of thing I think that Lynch will let go. He's the Canadian official out there orchestrating this one, and he wants to see it flow. And in a tight contest like this, he's not going to call the odd grabbing and hooking, but that's why it's so close at times. They're staying right on each other with a little assistance from the stick and the glove. Goslin has Salon 1 minute on the penalty. Weinrich goes over the boards. He's going to lose out that one. Salon picks it up. Salon gets it to the far side. 9 minutes gone in the second period. The score is level at 1 goal apiece. The Finns now with Ruutu putting on the pressure. Gets it over to Suominen. Suominen, 38 seconds on the penalty. The crowd calling out for a shot on goal as that comes back to Numminen. The shot this time comes as wide of the target. Salon gets it right out front. Miller can't tap it away. Ruutu picks it up. Ruutu, the return pass on the hash marks now. Ruutu tries to get round one too many men, and Miller brings it out slowly.
Ruutu knows better. On the power play, you don't have to beat men. Let the puck do the work. You've got the extra attacker. Use it to your advantage.
10 seconds now on the penalty. Finland bring it forward and shoot it into the corner. Suominen goes in after it. Rolonen will be there. Midway point of the period, and the Americans are back at full strength. Luma, the big defenseman, Luma going in on the backhand side, being shadowed there by Amonte. That's tipped away into the corner. Amonte stays on his man, Kivela. Still a bobbling puck, difficult to control as Salan loses it out. Kirkinen drops it back. Keskinen. And a lot of pressure on the American goal. Eventually shot down by the Americans. Amonte touches it and the whistle blows, and the fans are not happy with the Americans shooting it down the ice. There's the scoreline. We're going to take a short break. Join us in a moment because we'll be right back. Welcome back to the action in the second period. It's a 1-all game. The Americans and the Finns. The Americans have the puck now. And this game came alive with the very first instance they touched the puck in the first period. A quick goal by the USA. And now a chance right there. Ketterer makes the save. Fitzgerald so quick to react in front of the goal. The pressure not off the Finnish goal. Kivela Shoots that out of the zone. Pedersen along the boards to Emma. McEachern. Kirkinen. The shot coming, the tip is there. Miller got a piece of it. Ketterer was right there. Mullen got the deflection.
Good hard work. The body being taken all over the ice. The Americans managed to keep it in the zone. Momentarily, there's a forward wide open in front. Ketterer does well to keep this out. Miller from the blue line lets it go. A lot of action around the front of that finish zone and in the goal.
11:22 gone in the second period. 1-1 the score. Verta to the left, to the right wing. Ruutu still on the right wing. Verta the shot, the save is there. Curry picks it up. Right across. Ruutu was right there. Järvenpää couldn't get a stick on it, and the Americans now try to bring it out, but a great poke check by Curry, trying to get the pass over to Järvenpää. Sidon goes into his own zone to pick it up and has to shoot it all the way around the boards. Cole couldn't get a stick on that as Mo Manta collects for the USA. Verta bangs that off the boards too hard for Curry. 1-1 the score. A lot of holding and grabbing right in front of the net. Curry hands that one off. Van Beesbroek makes it look easy as Järvenpää took a swipe at it.
The puck is bouncing around quite a bit on the ice. Van Beesbroek just wanted to get that face off. Puck had bounced his way. Both teams are in the middle of a line change.
Keskinen against Roenick. Roenick wins that to Williams. Williams bringing it out. Eventually he gets it up to Krieger. Krieger over the line. Krieger right out front. No one there to pick it up. The shot by Williams hits his own man, Krieger. And that goes all the way back to the blue with Weinrich pumping it back in. Amonte being hustled off the puck there by Jutila. Some good stuff from Jutila. Salan breaking strong. 4 Finns coming forward. 3 Americans back. Suominen is on the left wing. Salan looking for someone to pass to. Newman takes the shot, and that takes a deflection. Roenick tips it to Van Beesbroek, and we'll have a face-off in USA territory.
A good burst from the Finns. Both teams will change the 5 players on the ice and start again. Van Beesbroek, with his experience, will take no chances. He's got the opportunity to keep the puck moving. He will. When in doubt, he'll take the face-off.
And again, we see the officials telling the center iceman to get out of the circle as the fans start to get into this game. Numa took the shot from way back. Peltoma with the helmet off, mixing it up outside the goal area.
Peltoma, a big right winger, really gets himself stuck in. I've been annoyed on that play. Dave Lynch is going to show his authority and say, look, either take the face-off, guys, or we'll start dishing out penalties.
The fans are still doing the wave here. They've forgotten what's going on out on the ice. Kivila, who's been so dangerous on these draws, gets this one back. Numa tries to keep it in. He can't. The attack now. Brown takes the shot. Ketterer makes a save. That bounces out, and Peltoma picks it up for Finland. Peltoma tries to get it out of the zone. The Finns do on the second attempt, and Peltoma picks it up. looking for the pass forward to Risto Kirkkonen. And again, we see the sticks up and the fists start to fly. Well, Lynch is going to have to take control here.
We've said it before, both teams are very hungry. They're really going for the rebounds. But look at Kivala. He's one of the tenacious little forwards for the Finns. It never stops working. He was in there. The original altercation is 20 Kirkkonen getting a little bit too close to Van Beesbroek for Pettersson's happiness, and he lets him know it.
Kirkkonen with the stick right up in the face. Again, we see Van Beesbroek getting his stick up there to protect himself and to let the Finnish players know that he's around and he doesn't appreciate the shoving around.
Well, as a forward, I say it's a lot easier to deal with another player's stick and go face-to-face with him than get hit with that goalie stick. They really hurt.
Referee Lynch sorting things out here in the second period.
Pettersson has been called for roughing. The Americans want to know what the call is on that, why the face-off is where it is. He'll be joined by Kivala. He gets the slashing call for the Finns. Neither coach will get too worried about this. They both got one man in the box. They can deal with that.
So temper starting to flare here in the second period. They know that everything is at stake here in this game. Kevin Miller will do the honors at center. And the Americans with Craig Wolonen out on the D, telling everyone where they're supposed to go and why they're supposed to go there. That comes up on the boards to Mullen to the far side. Sidon takes a hit. Manta moves in against him. Manta getting it back. Wolonen taps it forward. The long shot from Mullen. Curry drops that off. Offside is the call, as Manta took his man out of the plate. And both teams quick to get over that blue line, sometimes just a bit too quick.
Once again, Lynch finds himself trying to get things sorted out. Both teams having a go at him. Generally, only a captain is allowed to even question a ref, and that's question him very carefully. The referees normally don't like to hear a word from the players.
Well, they finally given a penalty to Van Beesbroek for high sticking when he got the stick up. That was a bit too much for Lynch. Verta now talks it over with Lynch, and he seems to know exactly what he's doing, and he wants this game to continue with a face-off in the neutral zone. Coming up to the 14-minute mark in the second period. It's one goal apiece. Miller for USA, Ruutu for Finland. Ruutu goes after his man, and Amonte gets it over to the right wing. Manta takes the shot at the top of the circle and takes a poke in the face from Villasiren. And again, we see rough stuff off the plate. Siren will sit for that, I'm sure.
Well, accidental or not, he will be called. See Manta going around him on the outside. The stick comes up. Amonte really belts Siren into the boards after the play. Another look at it. Sure looked accidental from here, but that's up to the ref to decide what kind of a penalty he wants to give. If he sees blood, he can give a 5-minute penalty. Or if he feels that the stick came up deliberately, he can give a 5-minute penalty.
I'm sure he didn't get that from shaving this morning.
Manta doesn't have the smallest nose in the world, but I'm sure that didn't happen overnight.
So Siren goes and he gets 2. The American fans want more for that one. Atlanta gets a quick repair job on the nose, but I'm sure he's had that before. That looks like a man-made nose. And I'm not going to make any comments about my co-commentator's nose. Mine came at birth. I think yours was man-made too, Rich. Curry. All the way down the ice. Tredowitz gets as far as Van Beesbroek. And Roenick picks it up. Up on the wing, Roenick, a good pass from him as Roenick breaks for the net. Roenick being shadowed by Curry. Amonte gets it back. Weinrich is calling for it. Right in front, Roenick wants it, and Amonte decides to go for a skate and get it back to the D. Tredowitz. The pass by Roenick just couldn't get through Numanen. Now Weinrich has got it. Gets it back to Tredowitz. Tredowitz wants it back again, and he gets it. Weinrich fakes the shot. A lot of time being wasted. The Americans with the man advantage. Weinrich. The triangle here being set up by the Finns as Amonte goes in. Roenick is right there to deflection. Numanen brings his man down. Roenick picks it up. Roenick trying to work his way right in front. Numanen goes down like a goaltender. This goes back to Weinrich. Weinrich. The drop pass into the corner. Roenick is dispossessed by Curry, and Roenick is mad. He takes a fake swipe at the boards. He knows he should have done better. The Finnish fans are really getting behind their team as Weinrich goes in the boards, gets a push from Kivila. Back on the attack. Miller going down on the backhand side against Luma. Miller now against the boards. Gets it back to the blue to Weinrich. Goslin takes the shot, and again the Finns come up with a save before the goalie has to even make an effort to go after it.
The Finns have been very successful at blocking shots, and that sure takes a lot of pressure off the goalie.
The long shot there coming from Mullen takes a deflection. Miller takes his man out of the picture. Järvenpää squeezed out of the plate. Danton Cole is hit hard there by Siren. Jutila gets it to the far side. Both teams throwing their weight around. Järvenpää takes a hit from Mullen. This one is all important. It decides who will go into the medal round and assume that 4th place. The loser will go down into 5th. Weinrich up on the wing. The drop pass back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald. That shot right out front, and Malley couldn't get a stick on it. Wolonen. Fitzgerald is breaking the pass. Fitzgerald just can't get a stick on that one. Virta to Numanen. Numanen takes it over the blue and flips it in and goes for a change. Non-stop action here in the period. The fans really loving this one.
Everybody's involved. Anyone's game, still with a level score. Both teams desperately taking each other out of the play and trying to find that one shot that'll put them clear.
Jyrki Luma to the far side to Ruutu. Ruutu gets it up on the right wing. There's no one there to collect, and Luma has to go back with Ruutunen. Luma up on the right wing takes a couple of serious chops there from McEachern. Play continues on. Thomas Fitzgerald squeezed out along the boards. Right out front, the backhand shot just doesn't come from Malley. He was away to the races, and he couldn't really get any force behind that. Kivila goes after Pettersson. Pettersson beats him to it. Less than 2 minutes on the period. Right in front. Kirkinen took the shot, and Numanen has to go deep.
Good action going both ways. Each team opening things up a little bit and getting a good chance. Both goalies robbing the other player.
Kivila in the corner, trying to get away from Pettersson. Kivola gets the chop from Pedersen. He gets the grab on him. And this is the kind of thing, once you're within arm's reach, it's lights out because they really are grabbing and pulling. Kivola and Pedersen, and that started way back in the corner.
You can see that one coming from a long way off, Paul, as you called it. That started in the corner and worked its way all the way into the circle, heading toward the blue line. They were still going at it. Kivola, as mentioned, a very aggressive forechecker, really does his work. Pedersen plays a good, tough, physical game, always clearing the front of that net. Plays tough hockey for the University of Minnesota. He's been a standout college hockey player.
That's the kind of thing you got to do when you're along the boards. And look, the high sticking, the roughing continues in the corner when the puck is long gone. But the thing you got to do is when you're in the corner, you don't worry about that puck. You go after the body, tie the guy up as best you can. Slashing for Kivola, and he'll sit for two with Pedersen on the other side of the timekeeper. Certainly has been a rough period for both teams. Monty runs into the official, and he's not going to be pleased with that. It's tough enough when you got to watch out for the other team. Coming up to the last minute in the period, Curry got that puck on the chin. He's going to feel that for a while. Ruutu is brought down, but Lynch waves that one off.
Lynch was about 3 feet behind Ruutu, and you could see his arm saying no penalty.
The Americans now trying to bring it out front. Manta Roenick doing a great job, but there was no one there to help out. Ruutu gets it up onto the right wing. Wolanen. With 30 seconds on the period, Curry drops it back. Some good stuff from Miller here as he puts on the forechecking skates. Miller trying to get something going. Cole, if anyone can do it. Cole can do it as he works along against Keskinen and Virta. Cole still trying to kick it free, wasting up the clock time. The return pass comes out to Keskinen. Keskinen a chance with just 2 seconds on the clock. Gives it up to Curry. Curry runs out of time and places to go. The whistle blows, and the score at the end of the second period is 1 goal apiece.
Good period played by both teams. It's tough, it's physical, and both teams looking for the go-ahead goal.
Some outstanding goaltending from Van Beesbroek and Ketterer too.
Both goaltenders playing robber a few times. Some good opportunities when the puck in the play did open up a little, but both goalies were up for the test.
We're going to take a break. Join us in a moment for the third and final period. Welcome back to the third period here in Turku, Finland. A 1-1 scoreline, and it really has been close. A lot of rough stuff off the puck as we take a look at what the Finns have done over the years. No medals, believe it or not. 6 last year. So far this year they've won 6. They've won 3, lost 2, and tied 1. Scored 21 goals, so there's no shortage of goals being scored. The Americans with 2 gold, 9 silver, 3 bronze, played 6, won 2, lost 2, and tied 2. And this is the all-important game. The winner will go up into the 4th round as Cole picks it up and gives that one off to Miller. Deflected high into this capacity crowd, and they really have treated this as a kind of a carnival type game, getting the Turku wave going on a regular basis. A lot of horns, whistles blowing in the background, the flags, the familiar sight. But the thing that could quieten everyone here is a loss, of course. That would put the Americans through. The slap shot. Ketterer juggled that just for a moment.
A lot of time at the blue line. Wollinen's got all day to tee that one up. Decides to go high. Ketterer can see it all the way.
20 seconds gone in the period. Virta will go after this. 12 seconds on the penalties. The Finns bringing it out slowly with Virta to the far side and in the return pass. Both teams now back at full strength. Curry, the familiar sight of Curry getting that all the way down. The pass too far and too hard for anyone, and they'll get a quick change here in the first seconds of this third period. Suominen drops that off. Numminen up on the wing. Keskinen brings it in over the blue line, and offside is the call. Esa Keskinen, 26-year-old, plays his hockey in Finland, but was the 6th draft choice in 1985 for the Calgary Flames. So, at some time in the past, somebody wanted him somewhere.
Well, there's been a lot of talk in the press that Mikko Mikkela's on his way back to Finland. He's been an NHLer who was originally with the Islanders, played in LA and Buffalo. He's coming back home to play in Turku, who's trying to sign him.
So a lot of action between the Finnish League and the NHL. The wraparound right in front, the loose puck is there. Roenick takes a swipe at it. Ketterer came out to chop it away. Jutila was doing the damage there for the Finns.
Even with a capacity crowd, you can hear the referee barking out his orders there. Roenick very, very deliberately hooked down. The hook was very high in the face area. Jutila, without any question, going to the penalty box for hooking. There's the action around the front of the goal until he gets the stick way up high. That can be dangerous. Jeremy Roenick really took that one up high.
Clever move there by the goaltender to come out and poke that away.
I think if I were Roenick, I wouldn't forget that number.
He'll make sure of the victory first. That's what's going to happen for the USA. The pressure now on the Finns here in the final period. The Americans with the man advantage. Kept in nicely by Weinrich. Krieger. Amonte. Amonte loves to move from behind that goal. He's got Roenick on this side. Weinrich. Back to Tredowitz. Tredowitz to the far side. And Amonte just couldn't handle that. Ruutu picks it up along the boards. Runs into Amonte. Curry bats at that. Krieger tries to get it out front. Virta is all over him. Krieger tapping it back. Siren picks it up. Gets it as far as Amonte. Amonte couldn't keep that in the zone. Tredowitz has to go back. 120 on the penalty as Weinrich now gets it up. Weinrich takes a shot and Ketterer makes the glove save. Gives it out to Virta. Along the boards for Ruutu. And a quick change for everyone out on the ice.
Ketterer with 2 good points there. Makes a nice glove save and quickly puts the puck back in place so the Finns can ice it.
Cole along the boards, dropping it to Goslin. Goslin takes the shot. A chance perhaps for Varviempa to clear it away, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Mullen lost control of that, and Goslin will go down deep. Jutila with 41 seconds on his penalty to give off to Pettersson. Pettersson breaks forward over the blue, over the red, over the blue. Pettersson runs into too many white shirts out there, but that's not out of the zone. Cole brings it down, and Nieminen takes the opportunity to shoot it down the ice. 20 seconds now on the penalty. USA, the long pass up to Denton Cole. Miller in front now. Number 7 there. Pettersson takes the shot, and that's wide. 5 seconds on the penalty. Goslin can't keep it in, and the Finns have killed off another penalty. That's shot away by Van Beesbroek. Wolinen Wolonen will gently tap it into the zone, but it's not hard enough and it's not far enough.
It's so important that both teams keep fresh troops out on the ice. That one goes for an icing call, but both teams are right in the middle of another line change. They're really changing very quickly. Both coaches want fresh players on the ice.
Quebec Nordique star Craig Wolonen skating over to the bench.
You can see how tough it is. Finnish forward paid the price there just for dumping the puck in. Taken out of the play well after he got rid of the puck.
Tim Taylor says Wolonen stay out on the ice, and that's what he's going to do. They're looking for the big shot from the blue. Kivila taking his time before he gets into this face-off circle. Malley will go up against the cheeky number 13. But not before the linesman tells him to leave the circle. How many times have we seen that in this tournament? Shakirov, the Soviet official, not letting the players line up the way they want to out there. Luma along the boards eventually deflects out to Kivila. The pass intended for Kirkkanen. McEachern got a piece of that. McEachern along the boards. Peltema dropping it back nicely. Peltema looking for the return pass, and he gets it. Peltema winds up, takes the shot, but Biesbrook makes a save, and McEachern comes up with a loose puck. McEachern, the long shot, the fake. Well, he teed that up as if to take the long shot from outside the blue, and it threw everyone offside. Look at Kivila coming to the bench, laid a nice pass off for Peltema earlier. There's the big shot from Peltema. He got all of that one. Van Biesbroek did well to keep that out of the net. The crowd on their feet, they thought that was going to be the go-ahead goal. Ruutu wins that one to Verta. A giveaway there to Manta. Manta trying to find Cole, and that pass didn't come off. Wolonen to the far side, gives it to Curry. Wolonen gets the return pass. He's being shadowed there by Järvenpää. Ruutu is there too. Miller. Ruutu looking for the wraparound, trying to get it out front. He's brought down. The official waves it off. Manta was all over him. And now the Americans break hard. Miller and Mullen. The back pass doesn't come off as we approach the 5-minute mark. Curry brings it down the left wing. Curry trying to go around number 20, Miller, and he does. Right in front of Ruutu. Ruutu takes the shot.
Bodies all over the ice. Ruutu on a great pass from Curry. Pulled that quickly out. Took the shot. Van Biesbroek really didn't know where it was. Just held his ground once the shot had hit him. There's the pass. Ruutu gets it off quickly. There's so much traffic in front of Van Biesbroek. He's just trying to hang on. He doesn't know where the puck is. There's the shot from Ruutu. The puck's bouncing all over. Bodies all around the front of that goal.
Pentti Matikainen, the Finnish coach, is mixing up the lines out there, putting Ruutu out for Nieminen, and sometimes it's paying off. They really are getting the opportunities. I'm not taking anything away from Nieminen because perhaps he's one of the best players out on the ice, but just the mix-up every once in a while does work in your favor.
Well, the talk has been Ruutu and, of course, Curry all through the tournament. In my eyes, Nieminen is probably the star of this Finnish team. He's played so solidly all through the tournament. He does have a bit of a pass for having bad legs, though. Maybe he's got something bothering him. They're not playing him as much. He might need a rest.
Well, it'd be nice to have bad legs and play like he plays. Most people with two good legs can't play as well. Numminen being shadowed by Krieger. Gets it to Jutila. Jutila on the wing. Looking for Keskinen. He tips it forward and Salan dumps it in. Pettersson quickly brings it out. Keskinen to the far side. The Finns with Salan now. Salan dropping it back. A good poke check there by Goslin. Numanen was the intended receiver. Suominen now on the backhand. Suominen again. We see the Americans getting in there. This time it was Amonte. Gosselin picks it up, but some great poke checking out there as Amonte is brought to the ice by Numanen.
The Americans scrambling a bit. A lot of pressure. They're just trying to clear the zone.
The shot right on Van Biesbroek coming from Suominen. And bodies falling all over the place here in the third period. Non-stop action. 1-1 is the score. Still anyone's game.
Both teams going with all 5 men off. Looking to get the complete new line out there. Matty Kanan maintaining his normal serious face. Some good action. This is part of what the crowd was yelling and screaming about. Pettersson had clearly appeared to tackle Salan in front of the goal. The crowd very unhappy with that one.
Dave Emma winning that one, and Tredowitz picks it up for USA. Both teams are really pumped up for the final stages of this third period. McNeil loses that along the boards. Emma can't get a stick on it. Peltema shoots it into the corner. Emma goes after it. Emma along the boards. That trickles out over the blue, so the Finns will have to come out and regroup. Ruutunen to the far side. Ruutunen gets it over to Luma, and he was poke checked out of the play. Weinrich. 7 minutes gone in the third period. Still a wide open contest. End-to-end action. This is what they came to see, and this is what they're getting. Brown. McNeil. Weinrich gets that in over the blue line. Luma will bring it out. The long pass up the wing. The shot. Kirkinen was there, but so was Van Biesbroek. That one off the side of the net, and right in front was Brown to pick it up for USA. The Finns going through a really good spell as McEachern breaks on the right wing, being shadowed by Järvenpää, being shadowed also by Siren. Pushed along the boards, Berta. Curry, the break is on for Järvenpää. Järvenpää takes the shot, a great save by Van Biesbroek. Cleared away eventually by Wolin, and that has to be the save of the game so far. Van Biesbroek earning his money out there. Between the pipes for USA, came up with a great save on Järvenpää. Still, it's not a wave.
As soon as the play does open up, once again the goaltenders prove to be up for the challenge.
Ruutu picks it up. Malley goes after him. The fake shot coming in from Jutila. Jutila trying to do the wraparound. Gets it right in front. There's no one there to pick it up. Numanen goes back deep and shoots it back into the corner. Bodies lying all over the ice. Ruutu is down. And the fans really don't like this at all. Ruutu getting up slowly, and Lynch, the official, saying, I want guys off the ice.
Ruutu, of course, one of the favorites. The noise is deafening. This crowd is really on its feet, screaming. They want a piece of somebody.
The Americans got to win this one. There's the scoreline here in the third period. We'll be right back in a moment while Lynch dishes out the penalties. Welcome back to the third period, and it's standing room only in the penalty boxes. It's taken Lynch 10 minutes to get this one organized, and look at the American penalty box over there. Everyone is there except the trainer.
Well, the incident we left you with, McEachern went for roughing, Wallinen went for slashing for the Americans, Numanen went for roughing for the Finns. Since then, they've been joined by some company as well. Järvenpää for unsportsmanlike conduct, joined by Kevin Miller for unsportsmanlike. American Williams, 2 minutes delay of game, and Suominen got 2 minutes delay of game. There's more players in the penalty box than on the bench at the moment.
Well, this is the kind of thing the fans like to see, rough and ready ice hockey. And when they're in the box, it means there are less players on the ice and more freedom for the players to move, and that opens up really, really wide. Let's see what is going to happen. On the attack now, Manta takes the shot wide of the target. Emma goes after it. Amante is there, and Verta comes up with the puck to the far side. Kirkkonen squeezes that out over the blue to Pettersson. The long shot in. Ketterer handles that easily and gives it off to Verta. Verta along the board. Still Verta breaking hard. Verta can move. He's a big defenseman, but he loves to go forward. Pettersson tries to squeeze it away from Keskinen. And Roenick hammers that off the boards. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Keskinen keeps it in and gives it back to Roenick. Tap to Pettersson. He lets it ride to the far corner. And then gets it back to the far side to Goslin. Real cat and mouse stuff coming from the Americans behind their own goal. Pettersson breaks now. Coming up, Krieger. Krieger takes a shot. He scores! Ketterer was sleeping on that one, I'm afraid.
You can see the reaction from the Americans. It's a brilliant play set up by Tom Pettersson. The college kid playing defense for the U.S. team really does well. Comes around the net, fights a player off, moves the puck ahead to Krieger, who's out on the left wing. Really lets a hard, low ripper go. Ketterer could have done better with that one. It's through his legs for goal number 2. That's all that matters to the Americans. Ketterer has played so well. I'm sure he's unhappy with himself for letting that one in. The speedster from the Hartford Whalers, Krieger, doesn't mind. He's getting the high fives on the bench. He's put the Americans in the lead.
2-1 the score now. The Americans must win this game. A tie is no good. Verta shoots it into USA territory. Manta pops it into the corner to Wallinen. The Finns will settle for a draw. Nieminen behind the goal. Nieminen has Ruutu out there. Curry is there. Verta takes a shot. Wallinen now. Still it's Finland. Right in front. The shot coming from Peltoma. Fitzgerald for USA. Back on the attack. Gives it off to the right wing. And goes after it himself. And there's more purpose to the Americans' play now as Nieminen puts it over to the far side. Into the corner for Curry. Wallinen lets that one ride. All the way around into the neutral zone. Scoots by Keskinen. Jutila will go deep.
There's still a lot of time left. Nobody's hitting the panic button. It's still anyone's game.
Cole happy to keep it in the zone, and that's the kind of thing the Americans are going to try to do. Just keep it out of their end. The pass. Salan breaking right in on goal. Van Vriesbroek was there to save. Newman in, and that's cleared right off the line.
What an outstanding play. Van Vriesbroek was down and out. Brian Mullen just saved the tying goal. You called it, Paul. Newmanen was in there. Good work from Salan. He brings the puck in. Van Vriesbroek is out of the goal. Newmanen gets a stick on it. There's Brian Mullen saving the day just before the goal line.
Brilliant stuff from the Finns here. Salan going in, being shadowed by Tredowitz. He's all over him. Big number 2 comes in, and he thought he had tied the game. But Mullen had something to say about it. Tredowitz now. Well, you can't get much closer than that.
Absolutely not.
Cole. Still Danton Cole going up against Newmanen. Newmanen will see that one in his sleep for a long time to come. Mullen gets it right out front. The puck bounces. Cole couldn't get the shot away. Tredowitz shoots it right back into the zone. Newmanen will go after this. Mullen is there to help out for USA. Miller now, right in front. The chip coming from Mullen is batted into the corner. Danton Cole takes up his position in the slot area in front of the goal, and the pass doesn't come to him. Suominen dipsy doodles down the wing. Weinrich takes him for a ride, and they're going to be playing the body out there. Ruutunen takes a shot, and that misses the far corner.
Close. Good chance for the shot coming from the point. Ruutunen just let it rip. There's a lot of commotion in front. I don't even think Van Vriesbroek saw that. 2-line pass. Both teams once again will change up.
2-1 the score here in the third period. USA are in the lead over Finland, and this is all about the fourth and final medal position. The Canadians are there, the Russians are there, and the Swedes are there. Who's going to be number 4? Will it be Finland? Will it be the USA?
As you mentioned, Paul, the Finns would be happy with a draw, but they've got to get that draw. They're behind by a goal. They've got a lot of goal-scoring ability, but they're going to have to put something together. The Americans are doing a good job of forechecking and playing the body on them in their own zone.
The Czechs are well and truly out of it for the first time in 5 years. They had a good young team, but I think they've lost too many players to the NHL over the years to string anything together. At least this year that was the case. So we won't see Czechoslovakia in the Final Four. But we will see one of these teams. Virta to Luma. Luma has put in so much ice time, as has Virta on the D for Finland. Virta now picks it up. Hannu Virta, 28 years old, plays for TPS Turku. To the far side. Curry on the backhand side. Curry gets it right out front. Cleared nicely by Wolonen, intended for Järvenpää. The shot comes right in. Van Biesbroek makes a save. Järvenpää, it was a bouncing puck and he couldn't pick it up. Less than 5 minutes on the clock.
The Finns are going to be going forward, probably taking a chance now to throw a defenseman ahead as well. The Americans want to just play good hockey and keep the pressure on like this, dumping it in and then keeping one man high.
Suominen will bring it out quickly. Finland have completed their change. Suominen takes the shot. Van Biesbroek gets the blocker on it. Salan picks it up on the far side, being shadowed there by Mali. Suominen pressed against the boards by Pettersson. Pettersson doesn't want him to move anywhere. Salan has something to say about that. Salan gets it right out front. Rutunen is there. He can't get the shot away. It's still not away. Suominen takes the chop at it, and Wolonen gets it out.
Good coverage by the U.S. in front of their own goal, not allowing Rutunen to get a stick on that pass from Salan.
Some excellent skating here by the Finns. They really are pulling out all the stops. Salan is hammered into the plexi and into the boards, and the indication from the referee is tripping.
The Americans are not pleased with this call. Lynch, right in the corner, makes the call very decisively for the trip. You can see Brian Mullen trying to have a word with him. He's not impressed with the call. Van Biesbroek is the culprit.
I know that Mullen is telling him right now that they wouldn't call that in Madison Square Garden at this time during a game.
There's a look at Van Biesbroek doing a little Tasmanian devil act around the front of his goal, spinning a few circles. He certainly isn't going to go and serve the penalty himself, but he's having the last few words in as he's not happy with the call. Timeout has been called. Both teams are going to have a word.
So Pentti Matikainen will be throwing everything forward. We'll watch for him to take out Marcus Ketterer, the goaltender, because when they get the puck in the American zone and they have possession, that's what they're going to do.
They've got 3 minutes and 48 seconds to try and pull a goal back. 2 minutes of that will be a power play.
If they do, I'd hate to be Van Biesbroek. It's bad enough being a goaltender when a goal goes in. But you're the guy who put the guy in the penalty box to cause that goal to go in. It's even worse.
Well, certainly that's going to be on Van Biesbroek's mind, but he's been in situations like this before. He's going to do everything he can do to keep the puck out. The Americans having a word with Tim Taylor. This 30-second timeout was a good one for Matikainen, not just to have a quick word with the boys, but to give the likes of Nieminen and Jari Kurri a quick breather, let them get a rest, and have time to get themselves organized again.
A lot of responsibility lies on his shoulders with less than 4 minutes to play in the game. The Americans with a man in the box for the next 2 minutes. The cheerleaders are up on their feet. A lot of stomping, a lot of shouting. Miller and Nieminen being told to get out of the circle. Danton Cole will now take the face-off. A pair of 17s. Curry, Virta goes in, picks it up at the top of the circle. Virta being shadowed nicely, and that is pushed out into the neutral zone and down the ice. as Curry goes back for it. Keep your eye on the goaltender as this clock ticks down. Cole stays on his man, and the Finns will want to get it into the zone and maintain possession as Manta will get to it first. Nieminen stays on him, but Manta gets it out. Järvenpää drops that one off. Curry picks it up, return to Järvenpää. Cole shadows him. Wolonen will go after Järvenpää. That comes back to Sienen. Back into Järvenpää. Nieminen along the boards to Sienen. The Americans not breaking down this box, staying in position, and they'll call for the face-off along the boards as Pentti Matikainen looks anxiously at the time way above the center ice.
Just under 3 minutes to go. The one advantage the Finns have got is that they don't have to pull the goaltender out straight away because they've got another minute and 5 seconds to have an extra man on the ice at the moment with that American penalty. If the Americans clear this zone and kill off this penalty, then you'll see Matikainen making a move to get Ketterer out of that goal.
As you say, Richard, it's still early days for that goalie to come out, but it really is Matikainen's decision.
He's certainly got to be careful because he can be happy with a draw. If they can score a power play goal and get level, he certainly doesn't want to give up an empty netter this early.
Manta got that to Fitzgerald, and he got it out into center ice. 55 seconds now. Jutsala got it forward to Salan, and again the USA shoot it out of the zone all the way down to Ketterer. Numminen. 2.5 minutes on the clock. 40 seconds on the penalty. Salan, watch this guy move. He can motor. Still Salan. Salan bobbling puck. Salan tried to get it over. Mo Manta picked it up, and the Americans will take their time and bring it down the ice. Fitzgerald goes for a skate and shoots it into Finnish territory. Numminen, 20 seconds on the penalty. Coming up to the 2-minute mark in the game. What a finish this is going to be. The Americans need the victory to go into the top 4. Then Beesbrook bangs it off the plexi. A good clearance by him as it gets to Utila. Curry had the opportunity to shoot but couldn't control that bouncing puck. Utila to the far side. The shot comes right in. Van Beesbrook sees that one go into the corner. Ruutu now picks it up. Ruutu gets hit hard by Goslin, and the Americans shoot it all the way around to Utila. Amonte is dumped to the ice, but the break now is on for Krieger. Krieger takes a shot high and wide. 1.5 minutes as Curry couldn't get a handle on that one. So what a finish in store. No one has left this arena. A lot of them are on their feet, rather, and they're trying to get behind this Finnish team.
They're on their seats with their feet at the moment, desperately urging this Finnish team on. They can't think of a better place. They'd like to see them win a medal than in their home country. Will it happen? They've got 1:23 left on the clock to try and pull something off.
Isn't the plural of feats? Hey, I went to an American university. What can I tell you? Roenick will do the honors for the USA. Jari Kurri, who's been out there a long time, will take this face-off for Finland. The tip over to the right wing. Virta squeezed out of the play. Numa taken out of the play. Wolonen along the boards, flips it high and gets it out over the blue line. Hannu Virta giving it over to Numa. Numa falls right in front of the net, and Virta has to come to the rescue to Järvenpää. Järvenpää with Nieminen. The lazy shot into the corner. Curry, who must be dead on his feet, gets it all the way around to the far side. Manta, the goal is wide open. An extra attacker is out there. The shot from Curry, that takes a deflection. Curry again picks it up. Wolonen got in front of that. Roenick will try to tie the man up and force the face-off as the clock ticks down. Roenick still on the puck, working out there with Brown. Some good stuff from the Finns as they maintain position. Berta. 20 seconds on the clock. Van Beesbroek is down watching this as it goes all the way back to the blue, right in front of Curry. And Curry gives it away, and that could be the game. Curry, not a great pass from him, but as I said, he must be very, very tired. He's been out there for over 3 minutes. And there goes the buzzer to end the game. And the Americans celebrate as they go into 4th position with that 2-1 victory.
The crowd appears stunned at the moment, but their team did everything they could do to pull one back late in the period.
Well, they really enjoyed this one. Van Beesbroek, for me, was the man of the match. He came up several times, very, very big indeed.
He played a good game, Paul. Definitely deserving of that man of the match award. He certainly put in a good performance in more than one game in the tournament, but this was the one he really had to shine in.
Kevin Miller started things off for the Americans. Ruutu replied to level the score, and then Krieger with that big slap shot on the left wing made it 2-1. The results today, the USA, as we've just seen, 2-1 over Finland. The Swiss beating the Germans 5-2. A good result for Switzerland over the Germans.
That pulls the Swiss into 7th, and the Germans end up at the bottom with 1 point after their opening round games.
This is how the table looks after 6 games. The Soviets way out in front, the Swedes are there, the Canadians are there, and the Americans just squeezed through into the final 4 for the final medal round. The Finns, the Czechs, the Swiss, and the Germans all propping up the bottom of the table. Not a good tournament for the Germans. Monday, the 29th of April, it's Finland against Germany, the Czechs against the Swiss. 2 good games there to watch on Eurosport. Finland against Germany, Czechoslovakia against Switzerland. Don't miss that. Well, until Monday, when we bring you 2 games from Richard Beaupre and myself, Paul Ferguson, bye for now. The 1991 World Ice Hockey Championships are brought to you by IIHF Film.